I'm vaping it. I'm loving it. Moonshot. What's up, vape fam? It's Dave back with you from Married to the Mod. Today we're going to be checking out this Mooonshot RTA designed by Supremo and manufactured by Sigelei. And what it is, it's going to be a tiny type of RDTA, rebuildable dripping tank atomizer, because basically it's a dripper with a 2 milliliter tank on it. Couple of specs for you. The thing's only going to be 42 millimeters, and that's from the bottom of the 510 pin to the top of the drip tip. Now, if you're looking from the base here to the top of the drip tip, we're going to talk about 38 millimeters. Now, it does have a dual post deck, but there's a little bit of a catch to that. It's not your normal 2-post type of deck. It has 6 millimeter. You know what? Instead of telling you about it, why don't we get down low? I'll show it to you, and it'll be easier to talk then. Let me catch a vape, and I'll see you down there. Alright guys, we're back with you down low. This is the packaging the Moonshot comes in. It says Sigelei. There's a little spade symbol here for Supremo. Some bats, and I guess it's a baseball player right there. Gonna have a hologram here. Nano 22 millimeter atomizer. And vape it, love it. On the back here it just says designed by Supremo in San Jose, California. So it is American design, not made. Alright, now when you open this up, it's going to have this little booklet here. Just kind of what it says on it is the instruction of Sigelei security code. I guess just to tell that it's an authentic Sigelei atomizer. Some padding, and here is your atomizer, and it is a tiny atomizer. Spare glass, and then right here there were some parts, but I've taken them out already. Go ahead and put this off to the side. Alright, now the atomizer. As I was saying, it's going to be 42 millimeters from the bottom of the 510 to the top of the drip tip. And it's going to be 38 from the base here to the top of the drip tip. The drip tip is a 6 millimeter sloped Delrin drip tip. And any 510 drip tip can slide in there. I haven't had a problem with anything fitting in there. Now on the bottom here, it's going to say built by Sigelei.com, and that's a gold-plated non-adjustable 510 pin. It says Moonshot right here. On the other side, Sigelei. And inside you can see you have the bat symbol there. Sorry about that glare. And a spade there for Supremo. Now this is a top fill, and there's not much room here to grab it. Just a little lip right here. But what I usually do is take my fingers, push down on it, and kind of grab the drip tip and turn. And it does come off fairly easy. Then you have those kidney style fill holes. Now to take the deck off, you're just going to grab the airflow and unscrew. Put that to the side for a sec. Here's your Pyrex glass. And your chimney piece. And that is all one piece. And here's your deck here. Now this whole deck plus this outer ring here is going to come out. You're going to grab it and unscrew it there. You'll see the whole thing turn. That'll come out on top. And this deck will just slide right out. Now that's actually your 510 pin there. And I'll let you take a look at this deck real quick. Here's your positive and your negative. And you can see how those air holes come right up. We're going to go ahead and throw a build on this too. But you got some nice beefy holes in there. Look to be about 2.5 millimeters to me. Rub screws. And some big 5 millimeter air holes here. So it's a little tricky to get used to building on. I've had some problems with it. And then this is going to be your base here. You can see it just It's got a peak insulator in there that 510 pin right there just slides right into, and then that's held in there by this outer ring. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a build in this. I have 26 gauge 316 stainless steel, 8 wrap space coils, and I like to leave it on my mandrel when I go and do it. I'm gonna slide the one post in and the other post. When I get to about here, I like to just kind of edge it over that airflow hole. Keep it on there and grab my leads and kind of pull them nice and tight. And I kind of like that coil so it's sitting, oops. So it's sitting really, really close to that. And then I go ahead and I fold my leads. So that coil is loose in there, but it's still kind of centered right now. Let me grab this other coil. And I'll do the same thing. Kind of edge it in. Grab that lead. Pull it in. This is just hard to show. This deck is really small and it's hard to hold on to. So when I get it about where I want it, then I go ahead and pull them a little bit closer together, get my leads so that they're kind of sitting where I want more so. That's about how I like it. Give you a look at that. Then after I have that, I go ahead and just tighten it down. And obviously we're kind of left with a mess here. Now before I cut my leads, I like to kind of get in there and clean it up a little bit. Pull it up and out so that it is sitting off that airflow hole. And also those legs aren't touching the sides there at all. Now I'll go ahead and cut these leads. So now I have them sitting where I want them to be sitting, up a little bit higher off that airflow control. Not touching the sides there at all. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. So with my stainless steel wire, what I do is I put it at about 30-35 watts right in between there. And I just kind of give it a quick little pulse. Then I go ahead and wick it up. Alright, now I got them all wicked up. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fluff these up a little bit. Now that you got them fluffed up, just kind of guide them down into that, the way that they should be going there, into that little well. Then you're just going to slide that cap on like so. And all we're going to do is kind of hold this down and cut this excess here. Just going to take some ceramic tweezers and shove the rest up into there. And there you go, they're going to be sitting on there nice. You're going to have your cotton. I usually take some kind of tool, and fluff it out a little. And that's what you're going to have there. Now you can see that they're kind of off to the center more than the edge. The reason being is when this chimney piece goes on, you can see here how it's going to screw into that outer cap. So it's going to add about 1 millimeter of metal into the inside of there. So I try and keep my coils more towards the middle. Now we'll go ahead and throw it back in the base here. Throw it onto a mod. And I'm going to go ahead and use some Muffin Man. Just kind of wet these wicks. And she's going. Now we go ahead and throw the glass back on it. And then the chimney here. And the threads are really nice on this thing. Make sure we're nice and tight there. Now she's filled up, we throw the top cap back on. So yeah, that's the Moonshot, all filled up. Fresh coils, nice wicking on there. Let's go ahead and jump out, vape on it, and we'll talk about it. Alright guys, so we're back with you up top. So as you can see, that deck is tricky. You got to hold on to that 510 pin because it doesn't sit in the base permanently there. You got to kind of stick your coils in. You got to tighten up those grub screws all at one time. You kind of need an extra hand to do it. But honestly, after doing it 3 or 4 times, it's going to kind of click to you of how to do it. Couple tips I can give you on it. The first couple times I built on it, I was putting my coils in and I was kind of pulling them out more than up. Keep them pulled up and towards the inside. If you keep them out, they're really close to this outer wall here, and it's going to heat this thing up really fast. 2 or 3 pulls, this thing was hot. I couldn't even put my mouth on it. Another thing with the wicking, if you use too much, it's going to tend to flood, and you're going to get a ton of spit back. So what I've started doing is putting what looks to be too little of wicking in it, and it's wicking perfect now. It's not leaking with it. All I'm making sure is that those juice holes there are covered, and as long as they're covered, you're not getting any leaking off of it. Right now I got a 0.3 ohm build in it. I'm at 80 watts. Let me get a vape. Flavor is excellent. Cloud production is excellent. And I guess that's kind of jumping into pros and cons. Number 1 pro on this thing is the airflow. It's got 2 13 millimeter long airflow slots here on the bottom. They're 1 millimeter wide, and you can breathe through the thing if you want. Also, there's no whistle when you hit this thing. Some of these atomizers, they have that little bit of whistle on them. This has nothing like that. Huge pro in my book because that's super annoying to me. Another pro is the size of this. It's 38 millimeters long when it's on a mod. From base to the top of the drip tip is 38 millimeters long. Also, this drip tip here is great to use in my opinion, but you can fit any 510 drip tip you want on it, like so. It does give it a little bit of a different look, but if you like that feel of the drip tip, you can go ahead and use that. And also, the way this is made, it's actually made really well. It's made out of 304 stainless steel. The threading is excellent on it, and it's buttery smooth, easy to put on, easy to take apart. This top cap, I tend to push down on it and turn, and it comes right off. Few of the cons, that build deck is kind of a con, but it's subjective, or I don't even know if it is a con really, because you know what you're getting before you buy it. You know it's gonna be a learning curve there, and it's gonna take you a little bit to figure out how to build on it. So really, I'm not even gonna say that's a con. Another thing I guess you could kind of call a con is that it only has a 2 milliliter tank on it. But again, you know what you're getting before you buy it there. It's kind of a dripper with a tank on it, saving you from having to drip every 5 or 6 hits. You're still going to have to fill this thing up every 15, maybe 20 hits off of it. But I'm not even going to call that a con either. So besides those kind of cons, I guess I'd say, there's really not any other cons that I can say about this. It's just a really, really good RDTA in my opinion. And I'm going to recommend it for anyone who's really wanting that flavor, really wanting those clouds. This thing gives you everything in it. I picked this thing up from Element Vape, and I'm going to put a link in the description down below. I think it's going for $54.99 right now. If you want to get it, go ahead over there. They're in stock. Pick it up. Gets to you fast. Let me get a vape. So yeah, before I let you go, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers out there and the old subscribers. Anyone who's interacting with us, leaving comments, giving us feedback. If you haven't yet, please do hit that subscribe button. We do have a giveaway going right now. It's for this dual 26650 EOB box mod. It's made by Outside the Box Mods. I'll put a link in the description to our Instagram. That's where the rules are on there. And basically, it's an Instagram giveaway, but it's linked to our YouTube channel. And you kind of just have to be subscribed to both, comment on the picture there, and we'll go ahead and pick a winner when we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is kind of coming up quick here. Remember, everyone out there, vape together, stay together.